Deer Lake Diver presents Crayfish Hatchery. Signal crayfish are a native species to most of the lakes in the western United States. They are a very important member of the lake's ecosystem. Aside from all the cleanup they do, they are helping with the containment of the invasive apple snail populations, which in turn helps with the swimmer's itch parasite that these snails carry. Aside from otters, big crayfish are the only predator I have identified of full-grown adult procreating apple snails. The entrances of the big male crayfish are littered with hundreds of crushed apple snails. Baby crayfish need clean rock and gravel to hide in, especially from our burgeoning populations of invasive smallmouth bass. With continued development of the lands surrounding the lake, most all of these rock and gravel beds have been silted over and no longer provide quick escape habitat for baby crayfish. I believe this is one of the reasons the crayfish population is dropping at Deer Lake, leading to an increased snail populations and resultant increases of swimmer's itch incidents. Whenever I find big populations of crayfish, I do not find out-of-control populations of apple snails, and I do not experience swimmer's itch. There are, however, a couple of nearly pristine rock beds left here at Deer Lake. After identifying them years ago, I have adopted one of them and do my best to periodically patrol and maintain this crayfish habitats. This is one of those excursions. So let's drop in to about 30 feet of water below the 50-degree thermocline and do some cleanup of cans and other debris. Enjoy. Following my anchor line down to about 35 feet. Compared to most parts of Deer Lake, these rock beds are nearly clear of silt. I try my best not to disturb these rocks, as when that happens, hundreds of tiny crayfish scatter like cockroaches. This is the routine. Remove anything that does not belong. The males fight amongst themselves and often lose a front claw in the skirmish. They grow back. All of the white gravel patches are large breeding-size crayfish burrow entrances. very substantial and healthy population here. Always apple snail shells near the burrows. I always carefully replace the rock cover just as it was. The glass jars I leave in place as they are environmentally benign, and I often find crayfish living in them. Derelict fishing line must go. Glass jars stay put. So nice to see evidence of large, thriving populations here. The big ones make huge nests. Trying to find a juvenile crayfish hiding in a jar for you to see. Gotta go. The invasive smallmouth bass are always a threat that's always on patrol. Abandoned anchor ropes, gotta go. Fishing lures I keep. Concrete blocks stay as habitat. As is my custom, I stand bottles up on end as a signal to my future self that this area has been previously covered. Bonus! These turned out to be nice foster grants and cleaned up pretty well. Always keeping track of my dive tables. So easy to lose track of time down here. This is an old one. You don't belong. You're coming with me. Recycler. Wave to the curious fish that follow me. Steel can into the trash. Rearrange this block so it's a better hideout. This is an algae called musk grass. It's a native species but classified as a nuisance species, and I keep a lookout for it. Abandoned anchor rope. Check sunken timbers for fishing lures. How much time do I have left? Anchor will stay, but the rope has to go.